Hey everyone, welcome back to Mount and Blade Warband. Today we're going to be doing a small quest in Praven with the Merchant of Praven. I saved his brother, and now he wants me to help him do some other stuff. We'll find out what that is. But before we get to that, what I wanted to do was level up my character. It's a really important thing to do. You gotta do it right. So here's my guy. As you can see, the stats are the same as when we first created him. So I'm going to go ahead and break down why we need stuff. Strength. If I want to wear heavy armor or use heavy weapons, I need strength. If I want to use ranged weapons or ride a horse that's really, high stats, I need agility. It's also good for some of these looting and, well, it's not good for a lot. That's why I don't do it. Intellect, probably the most important. It allows you to do all of the main skills. Also, every time you put a point into int, you get an extra skill point to use on anything. Charisma allows you to have a larger army and to persuade other lords better. This is really important in-game because you're going to need a lot of troops, and you're going to need to be able to convince other lords to support you in your bid to become king. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get all three of these to 12, but we're going to do it slowly. So we're going to do 1 int, 2 charisma for right now. So I can't increase leadership, which directly affects how many people I can have, because it only increases every 3rd point. So what you do is you take your point, so like 3 in leadership, and you multiply that by 3, and that's how many of that stat you needed to get it. So when I hit 12, I'll be able to go up to level 4 leadership. Now, I do have 4 points to spend, so I'm going to go ahead and put 1 into trainer, because I don't have any hero units yet that can do it for me. I'm going to put 1 into persuasion, 1 into looting, and I got kind of an extra one into inventory management, which comes really important later on when you need to carry a lot of food for a large army. I'm going to go ahead and put all of my points into crossbow, because this skill that I'm using, I won't need to put up. Whenever I hit somebody with my one-handed weapon, it'll increase itself. It's the same thing with crossbows, but I don't use the crossbow nearly as much, so I'd have to... I do less damage with it, basically, is what proficiencies do. So, character's leveled up. I'm going to go into the tavern, see what's going on. Okay. These guys will teach you poems for when you want to seduce the ladies. Got more watchmen, ransom broker, and a traveler. Looter's only worth 32. It's pretty pitiful. Okay, Merchant of Praven. We saved his brother, and now he wants us to help him clear the town of some bad people. The bandits that captured his brother are now inside the town wall, and the king won't do anything about it because he doesn't have the extra men. So this guy's hiring me to lead his guys against the bandits. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so as you can see, everyone with a little mark above their head is ready to go. Guys will just start spawning. Okay, as you can see, townsfolk not very good fighters. Sweaty and infantry are pretty good though. They're heavy armor. They're basically what happens when you don't put one on a mount. Dead. Make sure there weren't any hiding over there. And our buddy, the merchant, who's going to end up paying us for this, he didn't make it. It was a wild shot anyway. Why are you running from me? Let me kill you. Okay, looks like there's just a couple guys left. Ah, I didn't get the kill. That's too bad. Okay. I killed them, and this guy invited me back to his house to party rock. Sweet. Sweet money. Okay. So that was that quest. Hope it wasn't a letdown. It was never built up to be very great. It was just to get me started with money, basically. So we're going to sell some of the loot I got from a battle I did off camera. We're going to buy a little bit more food. And we're going to see if I can afford a better weapon. We have a bent light lance. I'm going to buy it. For right now, it's going to replace my crossbow, because anytime I'm on a horse, I'll be able to couch it into the stirrup of my horse and do couched lance damage, which is just gigantic, as you'll see. See if there's any better weapon for myself. See, this one requires 10 strength. I don't have that yet. It has a reach of 98. This has a reach of 95. Probably not a worthwhile investment. That's a two-handed axe. I don't really use two-handeds right now. Wooden stick. Always a sound investment. It's a wooden stick. Okay, so there wasn't really much. So we'll just kind of wander around and kill bandits for right now. Kind of want to go up and kill sea raiders, which are the melee version of bandits. They have really good armor that can drop, and they can have a lot of money on them. Well, compared to other bandits. They are harder, though. But everything's got to have its risks. I'm going to travel up to... Oh, looters. Pretty much got to kill them. As my group gets bigger, I'll get slower. So instead of traveling at 6 like I did last episode, I only travel at 5.4 now. Not a huge deal. So as you can see, my guy has put the lance down in front of him. And the first thing I hit that's an enemy, or neutral, like a horse or something, will take just gigantic damage. It'll show up in red at the bottom. I'll show you. Ah, didn't do it. You've got to be going pretty fast, so going uphill and couching lance does not work. Okay, so I did 62 damage to that guy. With my sword, I'm only doing probably a maximum of 40. 77 that time. Lances take a little while to reset, which is kind of a pain. It will give me points towards polearms, which is nice. I don't really use polearms, but you never know. Maybe it'll catch my fancy later in the game when I find some masterwork polearm. I'm gonna let my guys finish up these baddies, try to get some XP. Okay, I wanted to do one more, just because it's kind of fun. Okay. Not even worth taking. See if Gizem has some recruits that I can get. Hopefully. 2, not so bad. We're going to go up to Rivasheg is our end point. But right now we're just going to kind of go to Tyr. Basically anywhere along the north is where sea raiders can spawn. Each kingdom has its own kind of bandit. Sea raiders are the Nord bandit, whereas forest bandits are for Swadia. They kind of correspond with who would normally attack the kingdom that they correlate to. So Swadia would be England and gets attacked by bandits that are defectors from the king's army who have been trained with bows. Nords get attacked by other Nords. Not exactly far flung from the truth. and then the Vigars, the gray on the map, which we're going up to, they get attacked by both Sea Raiders because they're Germanic, and they get attacked by Taiga bandits, who are like a Russian descendant. The Vigars live in the tundra of the north. The Khanate have to deal with steppe bandits. Think of them as unorganized Mongol horde. Sultanate has to deal with desert bandits. It's a pretty standard one. Not a very tough group, but fast moving, so it's kind of hard to catch them. We're going to stop in Sargoth here. It's the capital of the Nords. Oh, we're going to also say hi to King Ragnar. He's a cool guy. Usually treats his vassals pretty well. He doesn't recognize me. That's kind of sad. Ooh, that's a good opportunity to get money. I just got the task to collect taxes from Sargoth. Now, once again, normally wouldn't do that because it decreases my reputation with them. But because I'm not Nord, and don't really plan on being Nord, I get to make quite a bit of money for little to no work. Lettuce is cheap here. I'm going to grab some. There is an economic system in this game that's really impressive. Basically, there's shortages and surpluses in different cities, and depending on where you are, it could really behoove you to grab some of the trade goods from that place. There was nothing there, and I'm going to collect taxes. As you can see on the bottom left, I'm just getting money. Now, I have the option after I collect all this money to give 3/4 of it to King Ragnar, or to just keep it. It degrades my reputation with King Ragnar. Don't really care. He's not my king. In fact, if I join Swadia, I'll probably be at war with them most of the time. So I'll probably just keep all the money. Just kind of a dick move, but I don't even really care. Here in a second, I'm going to have to fight some villagers because I'm taxing them too much. Once again, don't care. You gotta kind of be ruthless in this game at the beginning, so you get a way of making money without doing that. Money just keeps coming. Now, usually when you get this kind of quest from a village, it's not this much money. It's actually kind of ridiculous how much I'm getting. 6,723. Okay, so I'm just going to take this money, and we're going to go to Wersheg, where I'll probably be able to buy some fish or salt, and then take them to a nearby town and sell them for a profit, now that I have some money. We're going to grab some Nords. I need to have a few Nords in my army as footmen, for in case I do end up sieging someplace later on, or I get asked to help siege. They are surprisingly good, because they'll just throw axes at people until they fall over dead. Or run out of axes, I guess. Those are the options. As you can see, there's lots of lords running around. Every country has its own title. So, the Nords have Jarls. You'd be familiar with that if you played Skyrim at all. Sitting on a large throne, terrible posture, generally mean or crazy. That's what makes you a Jarl. We're going to stop at Yak. Girth. Okay, I got an army of 30 guys. That's pretty good. Probably about half Swadian, half Nord. That'll give me a pretty well-rounded group. I'll probably make all of my Swadians mounted and do about half and half archers, longbowmen for the Nords, and Swadian crossbowmen. Or, sorry, and housecarls. Go into the tavern. Oh, okay. So, this guy is a hero. He is one of my favorites. Later on, I'll make him a vassal of mine when I become a king. He thinks he's a nobleman. He's really not. But he's a nice enough guy. And he's a good fighter, which is all I really care about. Now, I guess I don't have any guys to sell. Wah. So I've got Rolf, and I was hoping to find Matilda, or Mateld, but she's not here right now. Fish is cheap. Cabbage is really cheap. So in this window, things are kind of spaced as if the highest base item price is at the top. So each bag of salt costs 183 for me, but you can tell it's more because it's above the wool cloth. I'm going to check weapons now that I have a little bit of extra money from stealing money from the king, because why would he trust me in the first place? Not much going on. Nothing worth writing home about. I am going to buy a... No, I'm not going to buy a helmet, because if I find Sea Raiders, I'll just kill them and take their helmets. I save often in this game because you never know what's going to happen. I recommend you do that too, unless you want to play in super hard mode where you can't even save. Which, you know, by all means, it's just not my jam. See, if I were a vassal of the Kingdom of Swadia, I would be in enemy territory right now. But since I'm still a free agent, everything's fine. Now, over time, the kingdoms, even without my assistance, will kind of take over some of each other's land. But it's not till I get involved that any nation really starts to take over the world. And the goal is to join a nation as a lord, help them weaken another one, and then leave that faction that you're in and start your own by conquering the last few remaining cities of the weakened faction. Okay, so this is a Sea Raiders lair. This is good. That means that Sea Raiders will spawn here. As long as I just wait. 22 Sea Raiders. We'll see how this goes. I technically have more guys. I'm going to tell everyone to hold a position here. Sea Raiders are not ranged, which is good. So whatever little ranged guys I do have, which I don't think I have any right now, I don't have any. You can select, like, these are all infantry. If I were to have cavalry, it would show them. And if I were to have archers, I'd show them. I'm going to get my guys into a better position here. There. I'm going to have to rebind that. Every time I try to do something, it's gonna... Every time I try to do an order, it's gonna try to capture video. I think we'll try to kill these guys, and after that, then we'll end the video. Okay, level to 5. Now these guys do crazy damage compared to everyone we've just been fighting. So I'm going to try to just kind of lance them to death until I can get some better gear. I mean, you don't have to couch it. It just does a lot more damage. My guys are getting some good XP. Guys are doing really well. Okay, all 22 of them are dead. I lost 5 guys. But I got 4 prisoners. And that nice helmet I was looking at already. See, these guys actually have loot that I can sell. And give to Rolf. Okay, so I think we're going to end the video there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have more videos up in no time. If you liked it, please rate it. If you really liked it, subscribe to my channel. I'll have lots more. See you guys later. Bye.